payment options, and career-focused study pathways designed to move you forward. Better yet, bring a friend and come on down. Get your one-on-one with the UCC representatives who will be ready to answer all your questions. That's the UCC Recruitment Roadshow, Friday, August 28th from 2 to 4 p.m. at the Halfway Tree Transport Center. Keep your dials locked to Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. UCC, fostering leadership and innovation. Digicel's Turn Up for 25 Roadshow finale is happening this Friday, August 28th, and you don't want to miss it. Join the excitement at Big Tree, downtown Kingston, as we bring the summer campaign to a close. Nationwide 90 FM will be on hand to bring you live coverage with lots of entertainment, customer engagement, and giveaways. Come try your luck for a $50,000 grocery gift card or Quartz voucher, or offset those back-to-school expenses with a $25,000 book voucher. Join us on next.
Get Dad ready for every job with all the tools he needs this Father's Day. The time by Rapid True Value is
Nationwide time, 5 o'clock.
Label Crafts Jamaica Limited offers exceptional finishes that will make your product extraordinary at an affordable cost. The Temperature by Label Crafts Jamaica Limited, the #1 choice for label printing, is
31 degrees Celsius in Kingston and Montego Bay.
From the Nationwide News Network, comprehensive, incisive, tough. This is Nationwide at 5.
Good afternoon, I'm Robianne Williams. In Nationwide News at this hour, National Water Commission exploring new water sources across the country in response to worsening drought.
There are some sites in Hanover that we are currently exploring, looking at the Rock River Basin for some possible options.
Unsanitary, unbearable, and dangerous. Parents of students at Burnt Savannah Primary in St. Elizabeth decry the condition of the institution less than 2 weeks before the start of the new school year. Finance Minister signs new heads of agreement with the public sector. Brace for long wait time at the UHWI due to significant increase in patients presenting at the emergency services. In news from the rest of the world, Caribbean governments warn to step up preparations as El Nino strengthens across the region. Uganda declared Ebola free. In sports, 2 stunning world record-breaking performances highlighted at the Diamond League meeting in Switzerland on Thursday. And later in our broadcast, in our cover story at 5:35, with less than 2 weeks to go before the start of the new school year, Burnt Savannah Primary School in St. Elizabeth remains a shell of its former self. The school was one of several badly damaged during the passage of Hurricane Melissa last October. Our nationwide team took a tour of the school earlier today. We'll bring you the highlights. In Nation's Business at 6:25, continuing the story on Burnt Savannah Primary. Acting Regional Director, Region 5 at the Ministry of Education, Anita Bailey, and Principal of Burnt Savannah Primary, Janet Stevenson Atkinson, will join us. Taking you around the world at 6:45, Roderick Oliver Mayer appointed new Consul General in New York. He'll speak to us about his new role. And at 7, it's the comments section. This evening, we're asking, do you trust the JCF to act against its own implicated in criminal conduct? Give us your comments by logging on to our Facebook page, Nationwide News Network, and by tweeting us at Nationwide Radio. You can also leave your comments on Instagram at Nationwide 90 FM. All these and more as we take you home on Nationwide 90 FM this Thursday afternoon. It's Thursday, August 27, 2026.
This program is brought to you by the KFC Summer Bucket. Get 9 pieces of delicious chicken, family fries, and a 2-liter Pepsi, all for $4,700. Limited time only. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
If it's news, it's got to be Nationwide 90 FM.
Now the news in detail.
Nationwide's Water Watch. The latest on water supply challenges and the impact of the ongoing drought.
The National Water Commission (NWC) says it's exploring new water sources across the country, which is weathering a drought. This as close to 100 water systems are showing signs of decline. Corporate Public Relations Manager at NWC, Delano Williams, provided the update on Nationwide this morning on Thursday. Mahiri Stewart has that story.
As the NWC continues to tackle declining inflows at surface water sources, new well springs could be the game changer for the country that is currently in the grips of a drought. Delano Williams says the NWC is exploring potential sources in Hanover, Clarendon, and St. Catherine.
Across the island, we have still been actively looking for sources. There are some sites in Hanover that we are currently exploring. We call them core holes, which is the initial phase of well drilling. We would have also talked about looking at the Rock River Basin for some possible options. And as we speak, there is some work pending for the Wakefield area in St. Catherine, where there is something called an artisan well, where instead of it being what you would call a straight line downward vertical, the water slopes at an angle coming from underground. And so it behaves like a river, has high levels of turbidity. And so we're now doing a new exploration to see if we can safeguard water for that space.
The months-long dry period is affecting nearly 100 NWC water systems across the country. Prohibition orders are in effect in 7 parishes: Kingston, St. Andrew, St. Thomas, St. Mary, Portland, St. Anne, and St. Catherine. In 3 of those, St. Anne, St. Mary, and Portland, the NWC says a number of systems are currently producing between 10 and 50% of their normal output. Others are completely out of operation. Williams says almost all of the affected systems are in eastern Jamaica.
So what we're looking at are 96 systems now that are showing signs of decline. We generally on an annual basis monitor close to 150 systems that over the last 10 years have shown proneness to the drought period. Obviously this year is a little bit more adverse, but KSA and St. Thomas, 38 systems. St. Catherine and Clarendon, we treat that space as one region. 9 systems, the northeast belt, so that's St. Anne, St. Mary, Portland, 42 systems. Across the eastern side of the island alone, you have 89 systems.
Williams says things look more promising in western parishes.
Then in Manchester, St. Elizabeth, we have 1 system. That's we call it our Moravia system, which sits on the border between Clarendon and Manchester, serving areas such as Christiana Spalding. And that's just about 60. I think the last 2 days we got a little uptick to 80%, but we are expecting it might fall again. Hanover, Westmoreland, no systems at this point, and then St. James, Trelawney, 3 systems each.
Mahiri Stewart for Nationwide News.
That was Nationwide's Water Watch. The latest on water supply challenges and the impact of the ongoing drought.
Where will the students go come September 7? Where is the Ministry of Education? Those are among the questions being asked by parents of students attending the Burnt Savannah Primary School in St. Elizabeth. Almost 10 months after Hurricane Melissa devastated the school, and the institution remains a shell of its former self. With less than 2 weeks to go before the start of the new academic year, our news team visited the school on Thursday to see firsthand the dire conditions and speak with parents and members of the school administration. Robian Williams reports.
Unsanitary, unbearable, and dangerous. That's how parents of students attending the Burnt Savannah Primary School in St. Elizabeth are describing the condition of the institution. Tamara is the president of the Parent Teacher Association PTA and has 2 children attending the school. But she says based on the current condition of the institution, she's uncertain where she will send them come September 7. She says the bathroom situation, where students and members of staff are forced to use the same facility, is simply untenable.
You know, kids touch everything. Some of them don't even understand what to do when they go in public bathrooms. Not to sit on the toilet bowls and all of that, you know, rats and all of that. There's no roof on it. So anything can fall in it and they pick up a disease. Yes, we want the school to be fixed completely so that the kids can learn. But what about the rest timing? To use the bathroom, wash your hands and all of that. Children can't use the same bathroom with the teachers. How is that going to work? And we have over 300 kids using the same bathroom as the teachers. How is that going to work? And it's hard to do a transfer right now. Very hard. Because not every school uses the same book. And most parents buy the books already. I bought all of my books for my kids.
Another parent, Kiana Powell, is also expressing frustration over the lack of repairs and the absence of the fixtures needed to make the school suitable for students.
Teachers and students are bear this from Melissa come 28th of October 2025 and check how much months that is now intolerable. Me come pick me child when rain fall and flood. He road a flood way. And when me come down here, oh God, me say, me heart bleed for me say, no, teacher. Hats off to the teacher. The teachers, them have to stay with the children. Them in leak in classroom. And if you come bear one another term, another season again, Prime Minister, Ministry of Government, Ministry of Education, we need justice in a Burn Savannah. I always grow up and hear they say, education is the key. So if our education system look like this, where we get key from? We want justice. We need justice.
Despite their concerns, some parents say the school administration has been doing its best to keep things going with the limited resources available. One parent says she was told that workmen had arrived at the school to begin repairs, but there were no materials available for them to carry out the work.
I think the school would have really been fixed by now. As you can see around there, there are debris all over the place. I was told that contractors are here and there is no material. So what is the sense of the contractor being here and there is no material to fix the school?
Contractor here now.
That's what I was told. What will happen? Coming September morning, what will happen?
With the new school year fast approaching, the parents are demanding urgent assistance and appealing to the Ministry of Education to intervene. Robeanne Williams for Nationwide News.
Meanwhile, a worker assigned to repair Burnt Savannah Primary, who wishes to remain anonymous, told our news center that there's been a delay in the provision of the materials needed for repairs. He says 2 working days have been wasted due to the wait.
I just come here to get some work done, and we are here from yesterday and waiting on the material. Them tell you that the material is coming, and up until now we don't see it come, so we're still waiting to see that the material turn up. We get the understanding from the day before, Tuesday. He was informed before, but we get the okay now. Tuesday said them go and get the material and things, so why we come to get the work started, but we don't have any material. I don't know what really caused the delay of the material, but we are here still waiting to see. We'll be up 2 days already waiting for material, and time is very important.
A worker at Burnt Savannah Primary.
In the meantime, Vice Principal of Burnt Savannah Primary Gary Johnson says despite the school's current condition, several tentative plans are in place to facilitate the students' return on September 7.
First, we are promised 2 modular classrooms to be placed at the back, also with 14 tents to be placed on the field. We are also looking at the virtual platform, having students on the virtual classroom. So we are right now activating students' email addresses. We are also looking at rotation. So we have about 3 different plans, but we are looking and waiting to see how far will the construction and the refurbishing be by next week.
Gary Johnson, Vice Principal of Burnt Savannah Primary School.
Minister of Finance Favour Williams accepts that a cost will be paid in signing a new heads of agreement with the public sector, but argues for the need to boost their wages during this difficult time. The minister was speaking at the signing ceremony for a new heads of agreement with the Jamaica Confederation of Trade Unions, JCTU. Siobhan Campbell tells us more.
Minister of Finance Favour Williams welcomes the end of difficult negotiations with the various unions under the Jamaica Confederation of Trade Unions, JCTU. However, the minister reminded the country that this will come at a cost.
There is no deferral of what was already owed. the one-off payment for 2025-26 and the two 5% increases and the increments are funded and the provision was made in the estimates. This was a deliberate decision, and I want to be honest that it was not a costless one. It means that other things that we wanted to do will move more slowly. It means the return to our debt anchor, our debt to GDP target, takes longer. We accepted that because a public service that cannot pay its bills at home cannot be asked to hold a country together in a crisis. And hold it together is exactly what the public service did.
The minister says it was the public sector which kept the country together through the difficult periods during and after Hurricane Melissa, which devastated the island last October.
The Planning Institute of Jamaica now expects GDP growth during the October to December 2026 quarter, which is the last quarter of the calendar year, to be positive and to see pre-Melissa output levels as early as April to June, in the April to June quarter of 2027. That did not happen by itself. It happened because a public service showed up.
The 3-year agreement running from April 2025 to March 2028 gives public sector workers a one-off $80,000 payment in the first year, followed by 5% increases in each of the final 2 years for a total of 10%. But Minister Williams accepted that under the current economic realities, the wage agreement now inked will only marginally ease the burden faced by the public sector.
So the honest arithmetic is 5% together with 2.5% increment gives most workers 7.5% this year. Measured against inflation as it stands today, that is roughly holding your ground. Measured against where inflation is expected to be by the end of this year and through the life of this agreement, it should mean a modest real gain. I'm not going to dress that up more than it is. It's not a transformation of anyone's circumstances. What it is a real increase, honestly funded, in a very tough year.
The minister says she expects many more agreements with the remaining public sector unions to follow in short order. This is despite the Jamaica Teachers Association, JTA, voting recently to reject the offer currently on the table. Siobhan Campbell for Nationwide News.
You are listening to Nationwide News at 5. More news after these.
It's IQ Optical's sizzling summer sale. For this month only, get 50% off lenses when you purchase a frame. Kids get free lenses with a purchase of a frame. Make the intelligent choice with IQ Optical. Conditions apply. The time by IQ Optical is
5:16.
Termites, rodents, or birds infesting your home or office? Call Rent-A-Kill Initial, the pest expert, at 876-926-4236 for a free pest assessment island-wide. The temperature brought to you by Rent-A-Kill Initial is...
It's 31 degrees Celsius in Kingston and Montego Bay.
Dreaming about a romantic summer escape without leaving Jamaica? Step away from the everyday and reconnect at Couples Resorts. Enjoy an exclusive couples-only getaway with gourmet dining, premium cocktails, and breathtaking ocean views. Jamaican residents can enjoy an all-inclusive escape from $405 per night for travel May 1 through October 31, 2026. Plan your summer staycation today at couples.com/residence. Couples Resorts. Like the first time, every time.
Continuing the news, high patient volume is affecting the speed of service delivery at the University Hospital of the West Indies, UHWI. The hospital issued the advisory on Thursday. It says patients may experience longer than usual waiting times at its facility due to a significant increase in persons presenting to and being admitted through its emergency services. UHWI says patients will be prioritized based on the severity of their condition. It notes that those assessed as most critically ill will receive immediate attention over patients with less urgent medical conditions. UHWI says its medical, nursing, and support teams are working to ensure that all patients are attended to in a safe and efficient manner. The hospital is urging persons seeking medical attention to be patient and understanding during this period.
A massive fire engulfed Superior Honda parts on Hagley Park Road in St. Andrew on Thursday. It's unclear when the fire started, but smoke was observed in the Hagley Park area just after midday. In videos of the fire posted online, thick black smoke could be seen rising from the intense flames. It's also unclear the extent of the damage caused by the blaze. But an employee of Superior Honda Parts says the outcome could have been different if firefighters on the ground listened to the instructions of those who knew the layout of the property.
If them they take it from 2 years since me come, when me come and reach right, I say them, now we know around the we say go through that's how it was. The man them they don't carry the truck way down the sun. If them they go through that's how it was. The fire that it would have reached spread around us, sir. Might be that spread, me don't know, but it would have spread so far. The whole around us how the burn down. All next door look at MH of the whole place gets the whole of Superior burn down. Everywhere burn down.
You work there?
Yeah, I'm working here. I'm there from the car and here say Superior burn down. Yeah, I can't believe.
An employee of the Superior Honda Parts store. The Superior Honda Parts store is next to the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Commission. It's understood that several neighboring businesses and houses in the area were also affected by the blaze. Up to news time, black smoke could still be seen across the corporate area skyline.
Meanwhile, a resident of Hagley Park Road says the fire at Superior Honda Parts quickly spread to surrounding properties, including his home.
I hear somebody say some smoke coming from the back of Honda Superior. So when we come out here and look, we see the fire spreading. And then the breeze start blowing, and then when I look, the whole place start burning. I moved this car that I was working on and take it around here. Everything gone.
So what happened to your house?
Everything gone.
So it's right beside Superior?
Yes, right next door to Honda Superior. Everything catching a fire.
So about how many houses you think are affected right now as we speak?
Maybe about 4 or 5. But catch or trading up there, whole light burned down too.
The resident says he lost everything.
I don't know where I must sleep. I don't know what to do really. My phone was on charge and I went to wash out my rod for the car. And I mind said go get the phone because somebody might call you. This is the only thing I say. 3 years ago they robbed my son and they thief everything, leave me one suit of clothes, and just as I start build back again.
Resident of the Hagley Park area.
World in a Minute is brought to you by ABC Electrical Sales. We make things as easy as ABC. Hose assembly and supply, equipping Jamaica for success.
And Charles O'Connor Consulting Network, COCN, driven by international accounting standards, modern technology and integrity.
The World in a Minute.
Caribbean governments are being urged to step up preparations as El Niño strengthens, intensifying hot and dry conditions across the region. The University of the West Indies Climate Studies Group MONA and the Caribbean Institute of Meteorology and Hydrology are warning of growing risks to water supplies, health, energy systems, tourism and food security. The experts say the extreme heat between August and October marks the peak of the region's heat season. They say the unseasonably dry conditions are particularly concerning, given that the region will enter its climatological dry season around November.
Uganda has been declared Ebola-free. The World Health Organization WHO confirmed that the East African country had passed the mandatory 42-day monitoring period without any new cases. Uganda reported 20 Ebola infections on June 21 with 2 deaths. Almost all the cases were people who had traveled from the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC. By contrast, the Ebola outbreak in the DRC is accelerating. The WHO says confirmed cases are inching closer to 5,800.
World in a Minute was brought to you by ABC Electrical Sales. We make things as easy as ABC. Hose assembly and supply, equipping Jamaica for success.
And Charles O'Connor Consulting Network, COCN, driven by international accounting standards, modern technology and integrity.
Recapping the top stories making nationwide news at this hour, NWC exploring new water sources across the country in response to worsening drought.
Unsanitary, unbearable, and dangerous.
Parents of students at Burnt Savannah Primary in St. Elizabeth decry the condition of the institution less than 2 weeks before the start of the new school year.
Brace for long wait times at the UHWI due to significant increase in patients presenting at emergency services.
I'm Robianne Williams.
And I'm Mahiri Stewart.
You can find the news on our website at nationwideradiojm.com and join the Nationwide Family Club at patreon.com/Nationwide News Network. News next, the headlines at 6.
That program was brought to you by the KFC Summer Bucket. Get 9 pieces of delicious chicken, family fries, and a 2-liter Pepsi, all for $4,700. Limited time only. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Downtown Kingston, Digicel forward! This Friday, August 28th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Join the Digicel Turn Up for 25 Road Show at Big Tree in Parade. Win up to $15,000 cash in the money machine, $25,000 book vouchers, $50,000 grocery cards, tablets, and more. Enjoy music by DJ Narity, live performance from Tanto Blacks, Mrs. Kitty live on Nationwide 90 FM, and your host, Christopher Johnny Daly. Bring the whole crew and come turn up for 25 with Digicel.
Sports at 5 is brought to you by Total Tools. Total Tools, every tool, every trade.
Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to Sports here on Nationwide 90 FM. I'm Wayne Walker. We start with news on athletics because the 14th stop on the Wanda Diamond League circuit for 2026 produced 2 stunning world records, a series of world leads and national records in Zurich on Thursday. Alisson dos Santos of Brazil and Masai Russell of the United States, they starred on a brilliant night of athletics in the Swiss city. Dos Santos ran 45.80 seconds to shatter the 400 meters hurdles world record. He shaved the 14/100ths of a second of Karsten Warholm's previous mark of 45.94 seconds. Warholm himself was second in the event, well behind Dos Santos in 46.69 seconds. Russell's relentless chase of the 100 meters hurdles world record all season finally paid off. She stunned with an eye-popping 12.09 seconds. That's 3/100ths of a second faster than Toby Amusan, 12.12. Amusan was in the race today, you know. She was second in 12.13 seconds, a season's best for her. Jamaica's former 2-time world champion Danielle Williams, she was fourth in 12.56, while Akira Nugent, a former national champion, was fifth in 12.69. Tina Clayton was fourth in the women's 100 meters. She did 10.98 seconds. Brianna Liston was sixth in 11.13. Janelle Smith was seventh in 11.14. St. Lucia's Olympic champion Julian Alfred was adjudged the winner. She came to the line with the world champion Melissa Jefferson Wooden. They were both timed in 10.70 seconds, and it's a 10.0 is a national record for St. Lucia. The best placed Jamaican at the meet was the Olympic bronze medalist Rajendra Campbell, who was second in the men's shot put with 22 meters 22. 2019 world champion Tajay Gale put together a consistent series to land second place in the men's long jump. He raced out 8 meters 43. Countryman Wayne Pinnock was third, 8 meters 33. Now the Greek star Miltiadis Tentoglou won with 8 meters 45. Russell Clayton clocked 53.17 seconds for third in the women's 400 meters hurdles. Lamara Distin took the women's high jump fourth place with 1 meter 96, and Brian Lavelle, he returned from a long injury layoff to post 20.32 seconds for sixth in the men's 200 meters, won quite comfortably by the American Kenny Bednarek. Cricket, the Jamaica Kingsmen will break 5 days of inactivity in Caribbean Premier League action, CPL, later this evening Thursday, when they take on the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots at Warner Park in Basse-Terre, and it's set to start at 6 o'clock Jamaica time. The Kingsmen lost their first 3 games of the season. They hit back to win the next 2, but they're last outing, they were beaten by the St. Lucia Kings. They are currently 4th in the standings. They've got 4 points, but they're well off the leaders. The Kings and the Antigua and Barbuda Falcons were both on 8 points each. There's an injured doubt for the Jamaican all-rounder Andre Russell ahead of tonight's showdown. England scraped through to 248 for 8 at close when bad light brought a premature end to the first day of a rain-hit first day of the second cricket test against Pakistan. The game being played at Lord's. Jamie Smith 61 and Jordan Cox 55 weighed in with half centuries, and they were backed up by Gus Atkinson, who was not out on 34 at the end. Mohammed Abbas grabbed the 4 for 56, and Mohammed Ali, he picked up 3 for 67. England leading the series by 1-0. Football, champions Paris Saint-Germain will face Premier League teams Manchester City and Aston Villa, as well as 5-time winners FC Barcelona in the league phase of this season's European Champions League. The draw took place today in the French Principality of Monaco. Premier League champions Arsenal, who were beaten in the Champions League final last season, they'll host 15-time winners or Real Madrid at the Emirates, and they've also been handed a trip away to Bavaria to take on Bayern Munich. They're also down to face Borussia Dortmund, Real Betis, Lille, Napoli, and there's also Azerbaijan champions Sabah and Slavia Prague of the Czech Republic. The Manchester City will welcome PSG at the Etihad. They'll travel to the Nou Camp in Catalonia to take on Barcelona, where they'll reunite with their Spanish World Cup winner Rodri, who moved to the new camp on a $65 million deal this summer. City will also be up against another of their former midfielders in Kevin De Bruyne when they take on Napoli. Well, Napoli will visit Manchester for that game. Sporting, they'll also take on FC Porto, RB Leipzig, aka Athens, and Lens in their other games. Manchester United, they're back in the Champions League after 2 years out. They'll take on Bayern Munich, as well as Atletico Madrid, Roma, Sporting, Leipzig, Villarreal, Sabah, and Como of Italy. While Liverpool, they will host Atletico. They'll take on Porto. They'll take on Villarreal and Lens, while visiting Inter, Bruges, Fenerbahce, and Lask. And finally in sports at this time, champions Barcelona, they surged to the top of Spain's La Liga with an easy 2-0 win over Athletic Club. The game played at the Nou Camp on Thursday. Rafinha of Brazil and the Spanish international Fermin Lopez were on target for the Catalan club.
Pedri. Rafinha, superb control, does the dance, rounds the keeper, finishes fantastically. He's now got 3 goals in 1.5 games. Good ball in by the Laporte, handles it to Fermin Lopez. Goal accepted. The easiest he's ever going to score in his career.
And Barcelona are now up to maximum 6 points from their 2 games, the same as Real Madrid, Real Betis, and Sevilla. Those last 2 clubs are in the same Andalusia area in the north of Spain. And that will do it for sports at this time. We're going to be back with our main sportscast at 6:05 this evening. I'll be back with that one for you.
Sports at 5 was brought to you by Total Tools. Total Tools, every tool, every trade.
For all your custom framing, printing, graphic design, and purchase of art, Make It Frame Art Jamaica Limited, serving you for over 40 years. The time by Frame Art Jamaica is
5:32.
From the vibrant waterfront setting of Ocho Rios Bay Beach to the breathtaking seascape of Laughing Waters, discover exceptional venues for your special events. The temperature by the Urban Development Corporation is
31 degrees Celsius in Kingston and Montego Bay.
Jamaica, get on the road. Discover taste and celebrate and have fun. Join the vibes, get on the road. Yo, Jamaica, get on the road.
This month, get on the rum with Appleton Estate Jamaica Rum. Experience extraordinary live music across the island with our limited edition Appleton Estate Sherry Cask rum cocktails and more. Experience Appleton Estate like never before. Get on the rum and celebrate Appleton Estate Rum Month. Must be 18 years old to drink. Drink responsibly.
Yo, Jamaica, get on the road.
school expenses adding up? Get ready for school with Chris and Charles. From July 9 to August 31, enjoy a low interest rate on loans of $1.5 and $2 million. Plus, get 25% off the processing fee on loans of $1 million Jamaican dollars and above. You could also qualify for one of 50 ready for school grants worth 60,000 Jamaican dollars each. Visit your nearest Chris and Charles branch or www.chrisandcharles.com for details. When you think loans, think Chris and Charles. Conditions apply.
For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies including plugs, switches, panel boards and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
KFC, summertime and the vibe is right. So my bucket fit the crew and we feel alright. 9 pieces of chicken with the family fries and a 2-liter Pepsi on the side. When we roll out, when we go out, so my bucket are the one thing we sure about.
Enjoy the taste of summer with the KFC Summer Bucket. 9 pieces of delicious chicken, a family serving of fries, and a 2-liter Pepsi. All for $4,700. Available for a limited time. KFC, it's finger licking good.
Are you ready to level up your future? The University of the Commonwealth Caribbean is hitting the road, and Nationwide 90 FM is bringing you all the action. Broadcasting live from the Halfway Tree Transport Center on Friday, August 28 from 2 to 4 p.m. with your hosts, Kareem and Honey B. Join us on Nationwide 90 FM and on YouTube at NNN Radio Live for the inside scoop on scholarships, flexible payment options, and career-focused study pathways designed to move you forward. Better yet, bring a friend and come on down. Get your one-on-one with the UCC representatives who will be ready to answer all your questions. That's the UCC Recruitment Roadshow, Friday, August 28th from 2 to 4 p.m. at the Halfway Tree Transport Center. Keep your dials locked to Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. UCC, fostering leadership and innovation.
As a parent, you give your children a good start in life. You nurture, protect, and guide them. Parenting is a process that prepares your child for independence. As your child grows and develops, there are many things you can do to help your child. Stay tuned to The Big Show, Nationwide This Morning, for parenting tips. Fridays at 6:53 a.m. Only here will you learn everything you need to know about parenting. Tips to help parents navigate the incredibly challenging and rewarding journey of child rearing. Parenting tips on Nationwide at 90 FM, the revolution in media.
This one is very classic, dedicated to all schoolers who are taking them.
If you've ever struggled to pass an exam, then you'll know that students today are under great pressure to get good grades and secure qualification needed to move on to higher education. The problem is that too many students are struggling alone and could really benefit from connecting with hardworking teachers and other bright students in other parts of the country and the region. Join me, Dennis Brooks, this and every Friday evening from 8 to 9, with a repeat on Saturday morning from 8 to 9. For the A-Team, a study group on radio. My team of teachers, students, and experts will break down the syllabus, giving you information, tips, and past paper questions that will help you get top grades in your upcoming exams. Follow us on Facebook Live and on Twitter and be a part of the community. It's the A-Team, Fridays at 8 p.m. with a repeat at 8 o'clock on Saturday morning. It's your free extra class on radio and social media. And it's right here on Nationwide 90 FM, the revolution in media.
Cover Story is brought to you by
Multilink. Roll with control. Use Multilink. Safe, fast, and accepted in more locations.
Multi-Link, access every time, everywhere I go. Multi-Link, 24/7 access for me. It's just a win-win when me use multi-link. This card is Jamaican built, yeah. Fast and secure, you can use anywhere. Spend while supporting the economy.
Look for the Multilink logo on your card and benefit from Jamaica's largest debit payment network.
Multi-link, 24/7 access for me.
What would I do without my Multilink?
Good afternoon, listeners and viewers. It's time for Nationwide at 5. I'm your host, Siobhan Campbell, and welcome to the cover story. And again, special shout out to the YouTubers over there on our YouTube platform. And we have an interesting one today, listeners, and it's regarding the Burnt Savannah School in St. Elizabeth, one of those schools heavily impacted by Hurricane Melissa. The Nationwide News Network team was in St. Elizabeth and visited the school to assess the condition and examine its state of readiness following the impact of the hurricane. The visit provided a closer look at the challenges facing students, teachers, and administrators, and raised broader questions about the recovery of schools across Region 5. Well, President of the Parents Teachers Association shared that help is needed and spoke to the slow pace of the repair work being done.
I'm here with Tamara, who is the president of the Parent Teachers Association here at Burnt Savannah. And Tamara, you also have a child who is entering grade 1
and 6.
And 6.
Right.
So the grade 1 students are supposed to be doing orientation next week.
Monday, right.
Next week, Monday. Talk to me about the school plans and bringing students, little ones, into an environment like this for orientation next week.
I don't know. Because I don't even think I want to send my child on Monday. Because she's a frisky little girl. She's always running around, and I don't know if I'm going to send her. But it's reading. It's their test to go into grade 1, whatever they call it, right? The goal. So I'm not sure if I want to send her. Based on the condition, I don't think I want to send her. And I know other parents, kids going in grade 1, I don't think they would want to send them also. It's tragic.
I'm looking around, Tamara, and I'm seeing a lot of zinc strewn about the place, very raw edges. I'm seeing a lot of board as well with zinc, with nails protruding too. And I'm thinking to myself, this may be not an environment, because you just never know with little ones. And you say your one is frisky, run, drop on zinc, drop on nail, and then that becomes a problem for you and the institution.
Right.
So talk to me as well, Tamara, about the bathroom facilities. I went down there, I realized it has no roof as well.
Right, about the bathroom facilities, you know, kids touch everything. Some of them don't even understand what to do when they go in public bathrooms, not to sit on the toilet bowls and all of that, you know, rats and all of that. There's no roof on it, so anything can fall in it and they pick up a disease. So that's another part, and that's the main part, the bathroom. Even though, yes, we want the school to be fixed completely so that the kids can learn, but what about the rest, the rest timing to use the bathroom, wash your hands and all of that? Children can't use the same bathroom with the teachers. How is that going to work? A staff bathroom is supposed to be different from the children. And we have over 300 kids using the same bathroom as the teachers. How is that going to work?
Yes.
Kids are messy at times. And not every time the workers are going to be there to go in and out every time. So it's going to be hard. I don't know how we're going to work it out, but we need help. We need the help.
And quickly, Tamara, talk to me as well about your reaction to the slow pace of work here. They came in, they took off the roof down there at the 5th form, the grade 5 block.
Yes.
They have not been back since.
And that was the best block, because even a few months ago we had some persons came here to give out a little back to school treat and so on, and that was the main building that they use, and they sit and talk with us. I don't remember the name of the company, but that was the best building overall, and they strip it off completely. Now we don't have a grade 5 block. If we had PTA, that was the main building for PTA. We don't have a block right now. Basically, we don't have a school. We don't have a school. So I don't know what we're going to do. So we're sending out. We need the help.
Yeah.
Justice must be served. That's what they would say. We need help. If it's not fixed by September, we're going to have to protest. And we don't know what we're protesting, who we're protesting to, but we have to do something. And it's hard to do a transfer right now. It's very hard because not every school uses the same books. And most parents buy the books already. I bought all of my books for my kids. And it's hard to know that, all right, maybe Mountainside is better. And guess what? I'm going to move them, go down there. It's a different book. It's a different book list, different uniforms. Makes no sense. So we need the help that we can get right now.
That's Tamara Stedman. She's the PTA president down there at the Burnt Savannah Primary School in St. Elizabeth, talking about the very difficult situation there at the institution, and well spotted by Tana Thomas. That's not an environment where you have zinc and plywood just strewn about. That's not an environment where you would potentially want youngsters, young children operating in. Youngsters are curious, and sometimes their curiosity extends their reach, so to speak, and you don't want that situation where they could potentially be in danger. Well, we also spoke with the father of a grade 5 student, that's Fitz Smith. He pleaded for help from government officials.
From the perspective of a father now, talk to me about the school plant and your concerns in relation to the start of the new school year and the destruction that you're seeing.
Well,
here.
blessed, right now, boy, I feel so bad and a little bit of shame, not enough. But there are certain things why I'm shame. You know, and this thing should be done long time.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be like people are coming, you know, and are shaming even certain people, you know. But we feel shame. Me as a farmer and the government know me.
Yeah.
He know me. I provide him with corn. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Stringy.
Yeah, he know me as the farmer in Burnt Savannah.
Yeah.
And right now, when he see me, I know, and say, boy, I fix to come out and I look out for him, I know, he might go feel away.
Yeah.
And I need it to done right now.
Yeah.
And we don't want to go out there Monday morning and go do anything that's bad. We don't like that.
Yeah.
So please, I send a message to him, say, please, try and see what he can do. Push it right now. It's too long now.
Yeah.
We should have it long time. We should have done long time. No. Yeah. So we need it now. We need it. I'm begging, please.
So your appeal, you're going above the Ministry of Education. Yeah. So your appeal straight to the Prime Minister.
Yeah, right to the Prime Minister.
You know.
Mr. Andrew Wellness.
Yes.
That's Fitz Smith. He's one of those parents down there, father of a grade 5 student at the Burnt Savannah Primary School, appealing for help, going as far as to say, asking the Prime Minister to step in and bring them some much needed relief. Well, we have more to bring you, listeners, from the nationwide tour down there at Burnt Savannah, and we will give you as much information as we can after the break.
Visit Marshall's Pharmacy, Greater Portmore, for all your prescription needs, gifts, personal care, household, and stationery items. The temperature by Marshall's Pharmacy, Greater Portmore is...
It's 31 degrees Celsius here in the capital city, Kingston, and it's 31 out west in Montego Bay.
Multi-link, access every time, everywhere I go. Multi-link, 24/7 access for me. It's just a win-win when we use multi-link. This card is Jamaican built, yeah. Fast and secure, you can use anywhere. Spend while supporting the economy.
Look for the Multilink logo on your card and benefit from Jamaica's largest debit payment network.
Multi-link, 24/7 access for me.
What would I do without my Multi-link?
Imagine your money growing faster without stress. At Money Masters, choose an option from our collective investment scheme funds. Lead with the high-performing M7 Real Estate Fund. Pick the Money Builder Fund for steady income, the Growth Fund for bond gains, or the Equity Fund for stock market growth. There's a fund built for everybody. Call 876-754-1980 or email the word INVEST to info@moneymastersgroupja.com. Money Masters, where your biggest financial dreams become reality.
KFC, summertime and the vibe is right. So my bucket fit the crew and we feel alright. 9 pieces of chicken with the family fries and a 2-liter Pepsi on the side. When we roll out, when we go out, so my bucket that they
of summer with the KFC Summer Bucket. 9 pieces of delicious chicken, a family serving of fries, and a 2-liter Pepsi. All for $4,700. Available for a limited time. KFC, it's finger licking good.
Jamaica, get on the road. Discover taste and celebrate and have fun. Join the vibes, get on the road. Yo, Jamaica, get on the road.
This month, get on the rum with Appleton Estate Jamaica Rum. Experience extraordinary live music across the island with our limited edition Appleton Estate Sherry Cask rum cocktails and more. Experience Appleton Estate like never before. Get on the rum and celebrate Appleton Estate Rum Month. Must be 18 years old to drink. Drink responsibly.
Yo, Jamaica, get on the road.
Welcome back, listeners and viewers, to the cover story. We are giving you some excerpts from our tour of the Burnt Savannah Primary School down there in St. Elizabeth, suffered as a result of Hurricane Melissa. And with the new school term starting just next week, they're appealing for some help to get the facilities there back in working order so that the students of the school don't suffer. Well, we also spoke with the vice principal, Gary Johnson, who did commend the stakeholders who worked assiduously over the last 7 months despite the grueling conditions. However, he said while they were optimistic that the work would have started in July, this simply was not achieved.
So I'm here with Gary Johnson, the Vice Principal of Burnt Savannah Primary. And Gary, a lot of your parents have come out today and they're expressing a lot of frustration. They're disgruntled. How about you?
No, that is understandable. First, let me say a big thank you on behalf of Madam Principal to the hardworking stakeholders who has worked as a team for the last 7 months. This has been a problem since Melissa. And we were optimistic that come July, work would have started. But here we are today, having parents who are understandably disgruntled.
And you must be too. I mean, the aim was to have the school ready for September 7, but here we are. Most of the classrooms are a shell of what it used to be, roofless and all of that. Perhaps electrical work needs to be done on these buildings as well. Talk to me about the timeline of the repairs and the fact that there's so much delay in getting the school plant ready for September 7th.
All right, we have about a week and 2 days left before the start of school. We have many tentative plans. I mean, they will change as things go along. First, we are promised 2 modular classrooms to be placed at the back, also with 14 tents to be placed on the field. We are also looking at the virtual platform, having students be on the virtual classroom. So we are right now activating students' email addresses. We are also looking at rotation. So we have about 3 different plans, but we are looking and waiting to see how far will the construction and the refurbishing be by next week.
Yeah, but in terms of the tents though, I haven't been here for very long. I stood out in the sun for a little bit and boy, I am sweating. I'm just thinking about the little ones being in those tents.
Let me say, that's something we need to note. The tents, they are based on the grueling weather condition here. For the last 7 months, teachers, let me say hats off to those teachers. Hats off to also the parents who stuck with us, send their children with the condition they know that's happening. And with that, we maintain an 86% average throughout the school year.
Oh,
so
well
hats
done.
off to the parents. But the teachers, they are here every day. And I must tell you, they dress professionally under such grueling condition.
Yeah.
When most days school will be over at 1 p.m. because if it's the sun, it's too hot.
And if it's the
rain, we have to stop somewhere.
Yeah.
So we are looking and we are planning because come September, we don't want to go back through that severity. Right.
And finally, Mr. Johnson, you spoke about the tents, and I can hear you saying how the administration is trying to pivot to see if we can get school going come September 7. But what would you say to the Ministry of Education, the contractors, about the fact that, as you said, it's a week and a couple of days, and there's no work taking place here today?
Well, there is, as we speak, a dialogue between the principal and Region 5 Ministry, constant dialogue. They are very supportive in ways to help us to open school in the physical, which we know it's a little bit on the impossible side because the tents they're going to be a challenge. And come September, we know September is a rainy month. So we have to plan whether it's the rain or the heat, we have to plan for it. However, we are committed some way, somehow to get the students into the physical. We have 4 classrooms right now. And if we get 2 modular classrooms plus the tents, we have to just try to see how best we can get them in the physical plan because the virtual classroom is also a challenge because of connectivity in the area.
Yeah. So that's an issue too.
That's an issue too.
Well, it's issues all around.
All around. As old people would have said, everywhere you turn Maka joke, but we are committed to ensuring teaching and learning take place this September.
Thank you, Mr.
That's the vice principal there of the Burton Savannah Primary School, Gary Johnson. So kudos to the administration trying to do their best in a difficult situation, making other arrangements where possible, and as the best of their ability try to ensure that learning continues. But even under those circumstances, as pointed out there, that's going to be a challenge. With the virtual issues such as internet connectivity and just the physical issues, I mean, I can't imagine in a circumstance where you have limited sanitation facilities, the heat, that coupled with the potential of rain, the humidity, those are not conditions in which you want young children to have to get through their education. It's just a recipe for some serious, severe consequences. And he again appeals to the ministry to step in and try to get things on track in order to at least alleviate the conditions to some extent, so a reasonable amount of learning can take place. Well, Nationwide also spoke with Nicola Minot. She is a parent of a grade 5 student, and she lamented that this is not the school she's accustomed to. She indicated that she does not intend to transfer her child from the primary school, however.
So I'm here with Nicola Minot.
Yes.
And Nicola, your son or daughter?
My daughter.
Your daughter is going into grade 5.
Right.
Talk to me about what you're seeing here on campus and if you believe that the school will be ready for September 7th.
No, I don't believe the school will be ready for September morning because, to be honest, this is not the school I used to. I attended school, and this is not the school I used to. To be honest, from the start, we have not been no one in regards to saying that the school will be building anytime soon. May I make sure I tell them, if I never buy textbook for my daughter already for grade 5, would have maybe look at transfer. But at the end of the day, this is the best school I have ever seen and know of. So that is the next thing why I won't be moving her. So that's why I decided to come out today, because we need the school to be fixed urgently. You understand?
Talk to me about the response from the school administration, because based on what I'm hearing, it seems the school administration is doing all that they can do.
They have.
So make the environment as conducive as possible for the students.
They have.
Talk to me about that.
To be honest, with our madam, yes, to be honest, our madam principal, Mrs. Atkinson, and Mr. Johnson, the vice principal. Yeah, they have been extremely helpful in also our PTA president, Mrs. Tedman. Yeah, they have done as much as they can in regards to writing up and trying their best to get someone to come in and try to see how best they can get the school ready for September morning. Because the 31st of this month, the grade 1 will be coming in for the IDRI. Where are they going to be? With all these things and boards thrown down. This is not acceptable.
Is it this building behind us here? Is that the grade 1 block?
Yes, that is the grade 1 block.
A roofless block?
Right. So I don't know how they're going to do their IDRI. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
And how do you feel in general about grade 1 students coming in, having to share a bathroom with staff members?
If I was a grade 1 student, I don't know. I don't think I would send my child out here with all these things and nail on board and no bathroom for them to use when they came. I don't think I would send them out here. Honestly, it's just the truth.
What is your word or your appeal to the Ministry of Education today?
My message to Mrs. Dana
Morris Dixon.
Right. Miss, we can't wait for the 2 weeks that you're planning for the school to rebuild. We have school in less than 2 weeks. Where are the students going to go when September morning come? My child is not going on on 10 September morning, and they're not going on no chapoiling because we have faced it for 10 months and we're not going to do that anymore.
That's Nicola Minot. She's a parent of a grade 5 student over there at the Burnt Savannah School. Well, listeners, as you see, it's not exactly an easy situation there for those parents and the children and the teachers and administrators who have to get on with the business of learning in little over a week down there at Burnt Savannah in St. Elizabeth. And while that ends the coverage of our tour down there, when we come back later at 6:25, we actually have I believe it's the administrator of Region 5 for the Education Region 5 who will answer some questions as to what is going to be done to assist the Burnt Savannah Primary School. But that's at 6:25, listeners. Please stay tuned for the headlines, which are exactly next.
Cover Story was brought to you by
Multilink. Roll with control. Use Multilink. Safe, fast, and accepted in more locations.
Are you ready to level up your future? The University of the Commonwealth Caribbean is hitting the road, and Nationwide 90 FM is bringing you all the action. Broadcasting live from the Halfway Tree Transport Center on Friday, August 28 from 2 to 4 p.m. with your hosts, Kareem and Honey B. Join us on Nationwide 90 FM and on YouTube at NNN Radio Live for the inside scoop on scholarships, flexible payment options, and career-focused study pathways designed to move you forward. Better yet, bring a friend and come on down. Get your one-on-one with the UCC representatives who will be ready to answer all your questions. That's the UCC Recruitment Roadshow, Friday, August 28th from 2 to 4 p.m. at the Halfway Tree Transport Center. Keep your dials locked to Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. UCC, fostering leadership and innovation.
The time brought to you by Guardian Life. Live secure, live easy is
6 o'clock.
Nationwide headlines at 6.
Good evening with the headlines at 6. I'm Mahiri Stewart. The Jamaica Constabulary Force is advising the motoring public that Hagley Park Road in St. Andrew is currently closed. The road closure is due to the massive fire that engulfed Superior Honda Parts Thursday afternoon. The fire spread to some neighboring businesses and homes. The police say cooling down operations by firefighters are ongoing at this time. Motorists are urged to use alternative routes where possible and to expect delays when traveling in the area. Motorists traveling westward from Halfway Tree are being diverted onto O'Mara Road, and motorists traveling eastward towards Halfway Tree and Hagley Park Road are redirected onto Waltham Park Road. The public is encouraged to exercise caution and follow the instructions of the police and other emergency personnel operating in the area. Where will the students go come September 7? And where is the Ministry of Education? Those are among the questions being asked by parents of students attending Burnt Savannah Primary School in St. Elizabeth. Almost 10 months after Hurricane Melissa devastated the school, and the institution remains a shell of its former self. Tamara Stedman is the president of the PTA and has 2 children attending the school. But she says based on the current condition of the institution, she is uncertain where she will send them come September 7. She says the bathroom situation, where students and members of staff are forced to use the same facility, is simply untenable.
You know, kids touch everything. Some of them don't even understand what to do when they go in public bathrooms, and to sit on the toilet bowls and all of that, you know, rats and all of that. There's no roof on it, so anything can fall in it and they pick up a disease. Yes, we want the school to be fixed completely so that the kids can learn, but what about the rest timing? To use the bathroom, wash your hands and all of that. Children can't use the same bathroom with the teachers. How is that going to work? And we have over 300 kids using the same bathroom as the teachers. How is that going to work? And it's hard to do a transfer right now, very hard, because not every school uses the same book, and most parents buy the books already. I bought all of my books for my kids.
Samara Stedman, president of the Burnt Savannah Primary PTA. Meanwhile, a construction worker working on Burnt Savannah Primary has admitted that a delay in the provision of the materials is behind the late start of the repairs to the institution. The worker, who wished to remain anonymous, told our news center that 2 working days have been wasted due to the wait.
I just come here to get some work done, and we are here from yesterday. I'm waiting on the material. Them tell you that the material is coming, and up until now we don't see it come, so we're still waiting to see that the material turn up. We get the understanding from the day before, Tuesday. He was informed before, but we get the okay now. Tuesday said them can get the material and things, so why we come to get the work started but don't have any material. I don't know what really caused the delay of the material, but we are here still waiting to see. We've been up 2 days already waiting for material, and time is very important.
A worker at Burnt Savannah Primary. High patient volume is affecting the speed of service delivery at the University Hospital of the West Indies, UHWI. The hospital issued the advisory on Thursday. It says patients may experience longer than usual waiting times at its facility due to a significant increase in persons presenting to and being admitted through its emergency services. UHWI says patients will be prioritized based on the severity of their condition. It notes that those assessed as most critically ill will receive immediate attention over patients with less urgent medical conditions. UHWI says its medical, nursing, and support teams are working to ensure that all patients are attended to in a safe and efficient manner. The hospital is urging persons seeking medical attention to be patient and understanding during this period. UHWI is also encouraging persons with non-emergency conditions to consider accessing their nearest health center or primary care provider. The National Water Commission, NWC, says it's exploring new water sources across the country, which is weathering a drought. Corporate Public Relations Manager at the NWC, Delano Williams, says it's exploring potential sources in Hanover, Clarendon, and St. Catherine.
Across the island, we have still been actively looking for sources. There are some sites in Hanover that we are currently exploring. We call them core holes, which is the initial phase of well drilling. We would have also talked about looking at the Rock River basin for some possible options. And as we speak, there is some work pending for the Wakefield area in St. Catherine, where there is something called an artisan well, where instead of it being what you would call a straight line downward vertical, the water slopes at an angle coming from underground. And so it behaves like a river, has high levels of turbidity. And so we are now doing a new exploration to see if we can safeguard water for that space.
The months-long dry period is affecting nearly 100 NWC water systems across the country. Prohibition orders are in effect in 7 parishes: Kingston, St. Andrew, St. Thomas, St. Mary, Portland, St. Anne, and St. Catherine. In 3 of those parishes, St. Mary, St. Anne, and Portland, the NWC says a number of systems are currently producing between 10 and 50% of their normal output. Others are completely out of operation. Williams says almost all of the affected systems are in eastern Jamaica.
So what we're looking at are 96 systems now that are showing signs of decline. We generally on an annual basis monitor close to 150 systems that over the last 10 years have shown proneness to the drought period. Obviously this year is a little bit more adverse, but KSA and St. Thomas, 38 systems, St. Catherine and Clarendon, we treat that space participate as one region. 9 systems, the Northeast Belt, so that's St. Anne, St. Mary, Portland, 42 systems. Across the eastern side of the island alone, you have 89 systems.
Delano Williams, Corporate Public Relations Manager at the NWC. Those are the headlines at 6. I'm Mahiri Stewart. Sports is next.
Hey, turn up to 25. Turn up to 25. Could I drive out fresh in a MG ride with a staycation all inclusive flex? Yeah. I touch a million cash. Yes. Smart TV, PS5, and home upgrade.
Turn up your winnings this summer with Digicel. Sign up or switch to postpaid or Digicel Plus. Buy a SIM. Top up with 5 bills or more. Buy a 7-day plan or higher. A smartphone deal or just pay your bill. Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act. Promotion period June 24 to September 5, 2026. Visit DigicelJamaica.com for terms and conditions.
It's IQ Optical's sizzling summer sale. For this month only, get 50% off lenses when you purchase a frame. Kids get free lenses with a purchase of a frame. Make the intelligent choice with IQ Optical. Conditions apply.
Back to school season has a way of sneaking up on you. First, it's books, then uniforms, school shoes, a laptop, lunch money, tuition, and somehow the list just keeps getting longer. But here's the good news. Preparing your child for the new school year doesn't have to put your financial goals on hold. With a Barita Merchant Bank back-to-school loan, you can borrow $500,000 and above to finance tuition, books, uniforms, laptops, and other school essentials. You'll also enjoy low rates, reduced fees, and up to 5 years to repay, giving you the flexibility to prepare with confidence. Call 876-618-3455 or email banksales@barita.com or visit baritamerchantbank.com/school loans.
Jamaica, get on the road. Discover taste and celebrate and have fun. Join the vibes, get on the road. Yo, Jamaica, get on the road.
This month, get on the rum with Appleton Estate Jamaica Rum. Experience extraordinary live music across the island with our limited edition Appleton Estate Sherry Cask rum cocktails and more. Experience Appleton Estate like never before. Get on the rum and celebrate Appleton Estate Rum Month. Must be 18 years old to drink. Drink responsibly.
Yo, Jamaica, get on the road.
Morning after morning, you've made Nationwide 90 FM part of your routine. So let's take this connection one step closer. Join the Nationwide 90 FM Family Club and be part of it officially on Patreon.
Family, amazing family.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to sports here on Nationwide 90 FM. I'm Wayne Walker, the Jamaica Kingsmen sent to bat. They were 2 for 1 after, let's check here. So they've still not yet completed the first over of the game, so it's 5 balls still. Yeah. So the score is 2 for 1 after 5 overs. And they're playing against the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriot in their Caribbean Premier League encounter. The game being played at Warner Park in Basse-Terre. Casey Carty was dismissed off the very first ball of the game. Naseem Shah, the successful bowler. Saim Ayub has now joined Maz Sadakut at the wicket. Again, the Kingsmen sent to bat the 2 for 1 after 1 over. And the Kingsmen, of course, they lost their first 3 games of the season. They hit back to win the next 2, and there were 2 big scalps. They were the Barbados Trident and the Trinidad and Tobago Knight Riders, the defending champions. But they lost on the weekend to the St. Lucia Kings, and now they've lost an early wicket. Now 4 for 1 after 6 overs. Sadakat is on 2 and Ayub on 1. And Andre Russell, the all-rounder, he's been ruled out of the game because of injury. So 4 for 1 after 1 over. The Kingsmen sent to bat against the St. Kitts and the Nevis Patriot in their CPL game at Warner Park. England, they scraped through to 248 for 8 when bad light brought about a premature end to play on day number 1, a rainy day number 1 of the second cricket test against Pakistan, being played at Lord's. Jamie Smith 61 and Jordan Cox 55 weighed in with half centuries. They were backed up by Gus Atkinson. He was not out 34 at the end of the day's play. Mohamed Abbas, he bagged 4 for 56, and Mohamed Ali, he bagged 3 for 67. England are leading the series 1-0. The 14th stop on the Wonder Diamond League circuit in Zurich on Thursday produced the two stunning world records, a series of world leads and national records as well. Alison dos Santos of Brazil and Masai Russell, the reigning Olympic champion out of the USA, they starred on a wonderful night of athletics in the Swiss city. Dos Santos ran 45.80 seconds to shatter the 400 meters hurdles world record. He shaved the 14/100ths of a second of Karsten Warholm's previous mark of 45.94. Warholm himself was second in the event, well behind the Brazilian in 46.69. Russell's relentless chase of the 100 meters hurdles world record all season finally landed. She stunned with an eye-popping 12.09 seconds. That's a 3/100ths of a second faster than Toby Amusen's 12.12. Amusen was in the race, you know. She finished second in a season's best 12.13, just 100th of a second outside of her old mark. Jamaica's Danielle Williams, the two-time former world champion, she was fourth in 12.56, while Akira Nugent, the former national champion, she finished fifth in 12.69 seconds. Tina Clayton was fourth in the women's 100 meters. She did 10.98 seconds. Brianna Liston was sixth. She did 11.13. And Janelle Smith, seventh, 1/100th of a second behind. St. Lucia's Olympic champion, Julian Alfred, was adjudged the winner after she and the world champion, Millicent Jefferson Wooden, came to the line together, both timed in 10.70 seconds. The best Jamaican at the meet in terms of placement, two of them. One of them was the Olympic bronze medalist in the men's shot put, that's Rajinder Campbell. He was second in the event with 22 meters 22. And the world 2019 champion, Tajay Gale, put together a consistent series to land second place in the men's long jump with 8 meters 43. Countryman Wayne Pinnock was third, 8 meters 33. Milatides Tuntuglu of Greece won with 8 meters 45. Rochelle Clayton clocked 53.17 seconds for third in the women's 400 hurdles. Lamara Diston took sixth in the women's high jump with a 1 meter 96. And Brian Lavelle returned from injury to post 20.32 seconds. And he finished sixth in the men's 200 meters, the event won by the American Kenny Bednarik. Football now. Champions Paris Saint-Germain, they'll face two Premier League teams, Manchester City and Aston Villa, as well as the five-time winners FC Barcelona in the league phase of the Champions League. The draw took place on Thursday afternoon in the French Principality of Monaco. The Premier League champions Arsenal, who lost in the final last season, they've been handed a really tough draw. They'll host 15-time winners Real Madrid at the Emirates Stadium, and they'll also be away in Bavaria. They'll take on Bayern München in that away fixture. There'll also be games against Borussia Dortmund, Real Betis, Lille, Napoli, the Azerbaijan champion Sabah, and Slavia Prague of the Czech Republic. Manchester City will also be facing the champions at the Etihad, but they'll travel to FC Barcelona, where they'll have a reunion with their Spanish World Cup winner and midfield General Rodri, who moved to the Nou Camp in a €65 million deal this summer. City will also be up against another of their former midfielders. They'll face Kevin De Bruyne when they play away to Napoli. And the Sporting, of course, Porto, RB Leipzig, AK Athens, and Lens from France will be opponents for the citizens as well. Manchester United, after a 2-year hiatus, they're back in Champions League football. And right away, they'll take on the Bayern Munich. They'll also play Atletico Madrid. They'll play Roma, Sporting, Leipzig, Villarreal, Sabah, and the Italian upstarts Como. Liverpool, in the meantime, will host Atletico, Porto, Villarreal, and Lens, while they'll visit Inter Milan, Club Brugge, Fenerbahce, and Lask. And champions FC Barcelona, they surged to the top of the Spanish La Liga on Thursday after an easy 2-0 win over Athletic Club at Nou Camp. The Brazilian star Rafinha and Spanish international Fermin Lopez were on target for the Catalan club.
Pedri. Rafinha, superb control, does the dance, rounds the keeper, finishes fantastically. He's now got 3 goals in 1.5 games. Good ball in by the shooting Laporte, handles it to Fermin Lopez. Goal accepted. The easiest he's ever going to score in his career.
Yeah, and Barcelona, they now have maximum 6 points from their 2 games, the same as Real Betis, Sevilla, and of course the Lily Whites or Real Madrid. Before we move on, let's just give you an update coming out of Warner Park in Bastia St. Kitts. The Jamaica Kingsmen, they're now 12-1 after 2 overs and the ball. That's 12-1 after 2 overs and the ball against the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots. The Kingsmen were sent into bat, and of course Casey Carty went off the very first ball of the game, and Mas Sadaki is on 3, and Saib Ayub, who replaced Casey Carty, is raced up to 7. So runner ball 7 from 7 balls, and Sadak 3 runs came off 5 balls. Latest score 12-1. Let's continue with football, because chairman of the rural area, the Costa Cup football competition, Lindvern Wright, says based on the feedback heading into this year's Cuba football season, anticipation is very high amongst the players, coaches, and supporters.
Pretty much what we're expecting is that this will add a level of competitiveness. And as you have heard regarding Ben Francis and Walker Cup, it is 32, I think it's 64 and 32 teams respectively for the Costa Cup and Ben Francis meeting from very, very early. And it's pretty much like you have it in many of the other competitions all over the world, where it doesn't matter who meets. It's going to be an interesting thing. Mm-hmm. Some people are worried that it could be that, you know, so-called big teams are out, but if you're big, I think you do what you need to do to go through. And if you do what you do need to go through as a so-called small team, then you have done big things and deserve to go through.
And Wright, who is principal at William Knibb Memorial High School, says the organizing committee of a governing body, ISA, isn't afraid of making changes in order to improve the quality of the product on offer.
A huge part of what we have to do is that, and I think we have been doing that, you know, over the years, experimenting to an extent to ensure that we tweak to get things okay. I mean, to get things better, you have to take some risks. And it's something that we have looked at, we have decided to do. And we are not afraid if it is that this needs some tweaking down the road, we do that, because we get our stakeholders being a part of the discussions, sponsors, you know, players, coaches, principals, everybody, a huge part of discussion. And we ensure that their views are held. This year, what we have will hold, and we see how it works. We expect it to work well mostly, and if any tweaking is needed, we do that.
Yeah, Lindvern speaking following the launch of the competitions at the studios of CVM Television on Wednesday night. The Costa Cup will kick off on September 5, and of course the Manning Cup will kick off on September 9. And we close with an update from St. Kitts, and if you're a fan of the Jamaica Kingsmen, this is not good news for you, because they've lost another wicket, yeah? I'll tell you who went this time. Yeah, it is Mas Sadaki. He went for 3, yeah? And Naseem Shah has picked up both wickets. So the Kingsmen, at the moment, they are 12-2 after 2 overs and 2 balls. So it's 2 overs and 2 balls, and the Kingsmen sent to bat by the Patriots. They're 12-2. Carty and Sadaka were the batsmen dismissed. And that will do it for sport. We're going to be back with sports tomorrow morning. That's on Friday morning during news at 6 with the brilliant Tana Thomas.
Need to make a change to your title or need a title? GeoLand Title Limited is the place to be. They do lost title application, add and remove names from titles, wills, estates, first-time registration, land surveys included, affordable rates and flexible payment options, National Land Agency adjudication and land titling waivers available. They have 8 locations island-wide. Call 876-754-6436 or visit their website at geolandonline.com. GeoLand Title Limited. Secure your land, secure your title.
Multi-link, access every time, everywhere I go. Multi-link, 24/7 access for me. It's just a win-win when we use multi-link. This card is Jamaican built, yeah. Fast and secure, you can use anywhere. Spend while supporting the economy.
Look for the multi-link logo on your card and benefit from Jamaica's largest debit payment network.
Multi-link, 24/7 access for me.
What would I do without my multi-link?
Looking for a gym that's got it all? Welcome to Express Fitness, where fitness meets convenience. With 24/7 access, you can work out whenever it suits you. And with island-wide locations, we're always close by anywhere and anytime. Love classes? We've got them. From aerobics to dance to spin, you name it, we've got it. Our certified trainers are here to take you on a journey. Call us at 888-FITNESS or visit our website at expressfitnessja.com. Express Fitness, your goal or mission.
Downtown Kingston, Digicel forward! This Friday, August 28th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Join the Digicel Turn Up for 25 Road Show at Big Tree in Parade. Win up to $15,000 cash in the money machine, $25,000 book vouchers, $50,000 grocery cards, tablets, and more. Enjoy music by DJ Narity, live performance from Tanto Blacks, Mrs. Kitty live on Nationwide 90 FM, and your host, Christopher Johnny Daly. Bring the whole crew and come turn up for 25 with Digicel.
For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies, including plugs, switches, panel boards, and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer, and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
It's IQ Optical's sizzling summer sale. For this month only, get 50% off lenses when you purchase a frame. Kids get free lenses with a purchase of a frame. Make the intelligent choice with IQ Optical. Conditions apply.
Are you ready to level up your future? The University of the Commonwealth Caribbean is hitting the road, and Nationwide 90 FM is bringing you all the action. Broadcasting live from the Halfway Tree Transport Center on Friday, August 28th from 2 to 4 p.m. with your hosts, Kareem and Honey B. Join us on Nationwide 90 FM and on YouTube at NNN Radio Live for the inside scoop on scholarships, flexible payment options, and career-focused study pathways designed to move you forward. Better yet, bring a friend and come on down. Get your one-on-one with the UCC representatives who will be ready to answer all your questions. That's the UCC Recruitment Roadshow, Friday, August 28th from 2 to 4 p.m. at the Halfway Tree Transport Center. Keep your dials locked to Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. UCC, fostering leadership and innovation.
Welcome back, listeners and viewers. It's time for the nation's business. And as I said in the cover story, we are still touching on the matter of the burnt Savannah Primary School down there in St. Elizabeth. But now we are going to bring in the acting regional director for Region 5, that's Anita Bailey, alongside the principal of the school, Janet Stevenson Atkinson. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. Thank you so much for having us.
Good evening to you both. So, Principal Atkinson, as of today, that is August 27, I believe it was just a week or so away from the start of the new school term for the children down there at Burnt Savannah. What are the circumstances on the ground in terms of the readiness for that start of the school year?
Okay, so we are actually putting measures in place, temporary measures in place, as you would have all known, that after Hurricane Melissa, the school was badly damaged. And so we lost roof to a number of our blocks, leaving us with 4 classrooms that had roof. So leading up to now, from January to the end of the school year, what we did, we became very innovative. We used tarpaulins to cover the roof, and that's how we were able to engage our students face to face. Since the closure of school, based on word that I would have received from the contractor who is assigned the work at Burnt Savannah Primary School, I thought by now work would have started, and so that at least we could have some additional classrooms to work with. But currently, we are in the same state. However, what has been happening is I've been in close dialogue with the Ministry of Education, Region 5, and provisions have been made, temporary provisions to house our students. So that's where we are as it regards getting ourselves ready. Are we ready yet? No. We have the grade ones coming in on Monday. We are also making plans for them based on the fact that we have 4 rooms. So we can accommodate them for Monday, but additional work will have to be put in place for the commencement of the school year.
So, Ortona Thomas spoke with the vice principal, and he suggested that the expected start time of work was July. Was that an accurate statement?
Okay. So, July 13th, the contractor came to the institution, and he stated that work would have started soon after. They came on July 13th to do their assessment, walk around and did observations and assessments. Workmen came on site on July 22, and that's when they removed what was left of the building that lost roof, in addition to the grade 5 block. So they also took whatever was there of the grade 5 block, and since then, they would have left maybe 2 days after. And at a meeting I had with my education officer, Mr. King, and the board chairman yesterday, there were 3 workmen who were on site. And can I tell you, just a few minutes before I came on, the contractor called to say he is on the school ground.
Okay.
So
was there an explanation as to why the long delay between removing the debris and making the structure essentially ready for the work to start? Why are we now only beginning that work with just a few days before the start of the school term?
So I have no idea. I called him yesterday just to ask what is happening, and the fact that we were making temporary plans for reopening, and also that the bathroom, the students' bathroom, had no roof. I called him with regards to trying to put some measures in place for us to at least have the bathrooms ready. And he mentioned that he was getting material ready to come down. So I have no idea with regards to the intricacies of the matter. I am just repeating what I was doing.
Well, I suppose for the intricacies of the matter, we have to turn to the acting regional director for Region 5, that's Anita Bailey. So if you could just hold Ms. Bailey, we are up on a quick break and then we come back because I think we really need to get to the bottom of this. Please stay with us.
Drive the most exciting new vehicles in Jamaica. Schedule your 2024 Ford Ranger pickup or Ford Everest 7-seater SUV test drive now. Call or visit KIG today.
The time by KIG is...
It's 6:30. Welcome back, listeners and viewers. It's the nation's business, and we're talking about the Burnt Savannah Primary School in St. Elizabeth just a few days before the start of the school year, and the administration, the parents, the students, all lamenting that it's going to be a rough start because the facility is not quite ready for the start of the year as a result of Hurricane Melissa, and the contractor, according to the principal, just getting work, it seems, started in full swing today with just a few days. Well, Anita Bailey, she's the acting regional director for Region 5, which covers the Burnt Savannah Primary School. Please explain to me, is there a rationale as to why the contractor is now getting work fully started?
All right, thank you so very much. Just a quick correction, small but necessary correction. I'm the Community Relations Education Officer.
Okay.
Thanks for the promotion. So first of all, I want to say a very big thank you to our principal and the team on the ground at Burnt Savannah Primary School for continuing to work with the region, support them as they try to reopen for the 7th of September. We have been working with our head office to go into the field to see what is happening with our schools and with the contractors, and we have found quite a number of issues. And so one of the things we found is that some of our contractors have complained of a number of things, such as having to import workers from other sections of the island because they're not able to find the appropriate skilled labor in particular communities, like Burn Savannah, for example. We also have situations where there are matters with the supply chain where material delivery and distribution is concerned. So those are two of some of the things that we have found that have been taking place on the ground. As Mrs. Atkinson says, this contractor just reached out to say he's on the ground, and we have been told that they're waiting for materials to come. So I want to generally suppose that might be an issue. However, we recognizing this as a region, we have not left our school to try to fend for themselves. So we do recognize what is happening on the ground. We have seen the pictures. We've been in dialogue with our school, and so we know what's happening. So we've been working with the National Education Trust and UNICEF to provide classroom solutions for Burn Savannah Primary School so that they can have some kind of reasonable start come September.
I hear you, Ms. Bailey, but under the circumstances, this contract went to public tender?
Yes.
And the contractor, I would assume, put in his bid, gave his expectations for when the work would start and the cost as well as labor and materials. So under the circumstances, is it acceptable for him to just give that excuse that, well, I couldn't find the labor, I couldn't find the materials, and I couldn't start the work?
It's not an acceptable excuse, really, to say that. But of course, we understand that there are these prevailing circumstances taking place. So while our contractors, our principals, our building unit at the Ministry, National Education Trust, they would have planned for certain things. They would have taken certain things in terms of documentation from the contractors and things that would have been promised. But when you look at what is happening, generally speaking, we can understand how some of these things could affect the delivery of the work. No. Is this to say that it completely excuses what is taking place on the ground at Burn Savannah? Absolutely not. We have been working with Senator Morgan, for example, has been on the road with us across the island, really just impressing upon our contractors how important it is that they take this work very seriously and get moving as quickly as possible, putting in place and activating contingency plans, because we have to get the children back into school and learning September. We do not want to have any learning loss.
But, and I don't want to harp on this point, are there contingencies in place in the contract if the contractor has, and I would imagine at this point, failed to get the work done within the period of time that he suggested in his bid that he would be able to do it?
All right, so that's another conversation. I wouldn't be able to directly comment on that, not looking at that contract in front of me right now.
But if I would imagine every such contract has such contingencies, correct?
Well, it would, but I wouldn't be able to speak to the specifics of it, though. So I don't want to touch on that because I can't speak to what the specifics are, and I suspect that's where you want to go in the conversation.
Okay, very well. But is it in the intention for the ministry to reach for those contingencies?
Well, it's a contract. Once it's there, the ministry would have to do what they need to do to get things moving.
Okay, very. And is this a circumstance where the contractor is paid before, during, after the work, in tranches? How is this matter managed?
Well, that goes through National Education Trust, and they manage the payment of the contractors. I'm aware that some payments are done before and during, and where necessary, a percentage afterwards.
And in this instant case, did he receive his payments as duly expected?
I cannot comment on that.
You can't comment, or you don't know?
I can't comment.
That's an interesting answer. Very well. So please tell me, Principal Atkinson, under the circumstances, the ministry says they're reaching out to assist you. Will that suffice for the full opening of the plant come the week? You say you have arrangements in place for the grade 1 cohort. What is the size of that cohort?
So it's about 46, the grade 1 currently.
So 46 students, and you have the facilities able to manage that amount?
Right. So for Monday, we have met and as a senior management team at the school, and we have ironed that out as it regards our grade 1s coming in. I know there are individuals who have concerns regarding the zinc that is at a specific point on the facility, but we are also going to be putting measures in place to ensure that our students do not access that section of the plant. So as it regards our grade 1 coming in, that is ironed out regarding their accommodation. As it regards our general population coming in on September 7th, I think we are going to need more time to put measures in place for that. As Ms. Bailey would have mentioned, the ministry continues to offer support to us. So currently, we will be getting tents that will facilitate 15 rooms or classrooms. In addition to the 2 modular classrooms through the Americans and Jamaicans, Friends of Jamaica. Sorry, I quoted that name wrong. So those 2 modular classrooms that is being provided through NET, in addition to the tents provided, that will be provided by the Ministry of Education Region 5, and we will also be getting some mobile bathrooms. So, this morning at a meeting with Ms. Bailey and my education officer, we also spoke about getting funds to furnish those tents, because as you know, it is very hot in Burn Savannah.
Yeah, it's a recipe for disaster, as I said earlier, because especially when you have sanitation issues.
Right, but that, as I mentioned, we look at that too, as I said before, Ms. Bailey, Mr. King and myself, and provisions will be made to facilitate our students using the restroom.
Understood. Back to you, Ms. Bailey. Under the circumstances, with the work delayed to this point, and you said you've been back in communication with the contractor. Has he given you a date when there will be the completion of the work?
No. Well, he has been in contact with our principal to this point, and so we will follow through with that. But with everything that has to be done and with the scope of the contract, as I am aware of it, we should be looking at nearer to maybe October thereabout, based on how long the life of the contract should last.
So essentially,
October, November.
So essentially, the end of the school term is when the facilities will be back up and ready.
I wouldn't go as far as to say the end of the school term. I will certainly say to you that the contractor is deeply aware of what needs to be done and what needs to get going. And I mean, with all of this public scrutiny and all of the press that's attached to it, certainly, if nothing else, put some fire under their tail. That will.
I'm certain he is, because at this point, I'm wondering if you should even pay him.
Well, we wouldn't want to go that far.
No, but it's not a joking matter, Ms. Bailey. Under the circumstances, he's leaving children in the wind. And he was paid by the ministry, as you explained to me, and he has not delivered on the goods, the material, the labor that he said he would put up in that contract. There has to be a penalty.
Well, and as I said, the National Education Trust and the ministry's legal unit, all the people that are managing that component of it, they will do their reviews and they will determine, based on those contingency plans that would be in the contract, what the penalty will be. But it's not my place to comment on that. I am just here to get us to understand that we are supporting our school in terms of getting on the ground. We know that it's not ready. We know this. And we do empathize with our parents. As parents ourselves, we can just imagine how frustrating the situation must be. And I want to say that particularly too for our teachers, they are the ones that are carrying this situation. So my role is really to say this is what we're doing to get things moving. We have those 12 classrooms coming in, plus the 3 that we're redeploying from in the region and the modular classrooms. We're going to try to make sure that the school starts on time for September, and that the children are as comfortable as possible and the environment is as safe as is reasonably possible under the circumstances.
Understood. But please tell me, Ms. Bailey, under the circumstances, you say you're not able to speak to the nitty-gritty, the performance issues of the contract. Who is allowed to make that comment?
Well, that's a little above my pay grade, but
It's above your pay grade to tell me who can come in?
It's a little bit above. But I'm certain our communications team who is listening in, they will definitely be reaching out and making those kinds of connections with you, for you, or you can reach out to them, and they will certainly guide the process along.
And I suspect under the circumstances, you're not going to name the contractor.
No, sir.
Even as a warning to others who may utilize said contractor, you're not going to name them.
No, this is my responsibility is not to name and shame anyone. My responsibility is to ensure that our school is adequately supported while we achieve the bigger picture, which is the education of the children. And we don't want that to stop. We do not want that to be further disrupted. You know, Region 5 is one of those regions that was really, really badly affected over the last two years by hurricanes. We had Hurricane Beryl before this in 2024, and then 2025 we had a Hurricane Melissa. We're looking at in St. Elizabeth alone 80 schools that were badly affected in whether they're category 1, 2 or 3, category 1 being the worst affected. So you know, I know we want to do the thing where we point the finger there and say, but there are other ways that we can.
The
finger has to be
Ms.
pointed,
Bailey.
but we have to point it responsibly because we still have to get the children back in school, get them moving along. You understand?
Very well.
The learning loss.
Very well. But let me just put a very direct, simple question to you. You accept that under the circumstances, this is just a shameful affair. This should not have happened.
I accept that under the circumstances we are not ready.
Very well. Janet Stevenson Atkinson, based on what you understand, will you be able to hold straight until, as she said, October, November?
Once we get we are getting the support from the ministry with regards to like the tents and ensuring that our students are fairly comfortable, bearing in mind all that we would have gone through since January to July. Once that is in place, we should be able to, but I would hope that the completion would be a bit sooner because, you know, we are on the ground. We are the ones who are really faced with. We are going also into the rainy season, and based on the fact that those tents will be placed on the ball field, the play area, that is also another challenge. But with the resources provided by the Ministry of Education Region 5, we should be able to go through. And I have to use this opportunity to really express my gratitude to my teachers, all the teachers, admin staff, non-academic, all the teachers at the Burns Savannah Primary School, in addition to my parents for being so resilient, so resourceful, and so patient. This is a huge bump in the road, but as I said to you at the PTA meeting, we are going to come out stronger.
I appreciate that sentiment, Principal Atkinson, and honestly, all we can do is wish you the best here and hope that you do get that support that you desperately need. Because as you pointed out, moisture and heat with poor sanitation is not a good mix.
Right.
And Anita Bailey, I really do hope the ministry can get on top of this because it is not in the best interest of the children to be in a circumstance as they have now found themselves in. Not at such a critical time as the start of the new school year.
Definitely.
So that is Anita Bailey. She is please give me your proper title again.
My proper title is Community Relations Education Officer.
She is the Community Relations and Education Officer for Region 5 at the Ministry of Education. And we also had with us Janet Stevenson Atkinson, Principal of Burnt Savannah Primary. Ladies, please, thank you for joining me this evening.
Thank you so very much for having us. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.
Blessings.
And Herman Hyatt over on YouTube. I hear you, Herman. But honestly, in circumstances, if you don't laugh, you're going to cry. And to me, this just feels like one of those circumstances. If I don't laugh, I'm going to cry. But listeners, we take a break and we come back with Around the World.
The Jamaica International Financial Services Authority promotes Jamaica as a jurisdiction for international financial services. Visit JIFSA at jifsa.gov.jm. The time by JIFSA is...
It's 6:46.
Hey, turn up to 25. Turn up to 25. 25. Could I drive out fresh in a MG ride with a staycation, all inclusive flex? Yeah. I touch a million cash. Yes. Smart TV, PS5, and home upgrade.
Turn up your winnings this summer with Digicel. Sign up or switch to postpaid or Digicel Plus. Buy a SIM. Top up with 5 bills or more. Buy a 7-day plan or higher. A smartphone deal or just pay your bill. Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act. Promotion period June 24 to September 5, 2026. Visit DigicelJamaica.com for terms and conditions.
Jamaica, get on the road. Discover taste and celebrate and have fun. Join the vibes, get on the road. Yo, Jamaica, get on the road.
This month, get on the rum with Appleton Estate Jamaica Rum. Experience extraordinary live music across the island with our limited edition Appleton Estate Sherry Cask rum cocktails and more. Experience Appleton Estate like never before. Get on the rum and celebrate Appleton Estate Rum Month. Must be 18 years old to drink. Drink responsibly.
Yo, Jamaica, get on the road.
Heading back to university this summer? You're probably thinking about tuition, books, and maybe even replacing that laptop that's been hanging on by a thread. We've all been there. The good news? Paying for your education doesn't have to happen all at once. With a Barita Merchant Bank tertiary loan, you can borrow $500,000 and above, repay over up to 5 years, and even begin repaying while you study. So you can spend less time worrying about how to pay for school and more time focusing on what really matters: graduating. Call 876-618-3455 or email banksales@barita.com or visit baritamerchantbank.com/school loans. Barita Merchant Bank, let's get you there.
If you love the vibes, the laughs, and the real talk, then you're one of us. Don't just listen, belong. Join the nationwide 90FM Family Club on Patreon.
Welcome back, listeners and viewers. It's time for Around the World, and this one is actually very close to home because Roderick Oliver Mayer has begun his new assignment as Jamaica's Consul General in New York. Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, that's Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith, announced Mayer's appointment on July 27 of this year. His appointment follows more than 70 years of service as Consul General in Miami, where he served a 13-state jurisdiction and led initiatives in diaspora engagement, trade and investment promotion, health and education partnerships, and consular services. Mayer will now serve Jamaica's largest overseas population with responsibility for 33 states, as well as Bermuda and Puerto Rico. He joins us now on his first day. Oliver Mayer, good evening.
Hey, good evening. Good evening to you and good evening to all your listeners. Happy to be on Nationwide as always.
Good evening to you, sir. So, it's first, congratulations are due. It must have been quite the moment to hear that you have gotten such a significant boost, moving from a 13-state portfolio, and now you essentially have moved up to 33, including Bermuda and the state of Puerto Rico.
Yes, it's the largest region of serving Jamaicans in the world, and so it's an honor to serve this community. And the reception has been great so far, and bittersweet leaving Florida that have the southern United States have served for eight years basically, but happy and excited to serve the new region.
Excellent. And under the circumstances, what do you foresee as essentially the different needs based on where you're now covering, moving from Miami to New York? What do you see as the different environment and the different circumstances being faced by the diaspora and those you have to engage with over the two separate jurisdictions?
I would say, because it's a larger region, you're dealing with more individuals. There are some differences, but I would say, by and large, there are more similarities because a lot of the persons in the Florida region have reported to me that they lived in New York first and they moved down. And so, for the first month, I'm going to be doing a listening tour. I have some plans I'll be visiting across the various segments of churches, universities, the civic leaders, alumni groups, and getting a sense of some of the issues on the ground, the suggestions, recommendations, and working closely with the consulate, the 25-member team there, and crafting a plan going forward. We have some ideas already based on experience, but at the same time, it will be couched to the experience of the region. It's a very vibrant community. Brian, the leaders before at the diaspora conferences, and people cross lines a lot, and so you'll find that alumni groups here, for example, in Kingston College, they connect with the ones in the north, so that everybody's already in communication. A lot of people have reached out and said, "Boy, make sure you look after CG when him come up," and so I'm finding though there are many differences, there are a lot of similarities that exist between both jurisdictions.
And under those circumstances, what would you have considered your biggest accomplishment down there in Miami? And do you think you'll be able to replicate that accomplishment in New York?
All right. We did a lot of work across various segments. So one that comes to mind is, we had how we dealt with the Jamaicans who were stranded when the borders were closed during COVID.
Yes.
We had to take care of about 2,500 Jamaicans, and we were able to source hotel rooms, food, accommodation, doctors to look after those who needed help, and a counseling group, those who were having particular needs, and also work with the Hurricane Melissa. I think our region raised or facilitated over $20 million worth of support, working with agencies like Food for the Poor and Global Empowerment Mission, World Central Kitchen, to support the relief efforts back home. In Jamaica, we did a relief concert here with Hard Rock that raised over $400,000 US, and so I would say those are some of the achievements. Two that come readily to mind. There have been others, but again, whatever we have succeeded has been with partnership with the community. So though we can say it's an accomplishment, it really is a partnership with the work of the very active and vibrant diaspora movement we have here in the United States.
Excellent. And one of the things that the members of that community say is that you made them feel seen, heard, and respected. How did you accomplish that?
Well, I would attribute to my parents, Hope and Neville Mayer, were always very respectful of individuals regardless of where they came from in life. I've always adopted that principle, and I found over time that some of the best ideas and suggestions that I have received have come from the least likely sources. So I've always grown with a deep appreciation that every individual brings something unique and a valid perspective in the world. And so will not just be the consul general for the famous and the rich, but also for those who don't have a voice. So trying to be accessible to various groups. So you go to one event that it be a high-level event, and then, you can hold a reason with someone on the corner them and get it from a different perspective. And I find that this provides a broad spectrum of listening and ensures that there's a balanced view in how we engage with our community at all times.
And I want to ask you, Sir Mayor, under the circumstances, and I don't want to get too political with this, but you know that it is a difficult time in the United States, and New York is one of those flashpoint areas when we're talking about matters such as immigration. And there's a general fear in the community, I don't want to say I think it's not the politically correct term, but it's a term that comes to the illegal immigrant community. They don't want to reach out to the consul and reach out to the authorities there because they fear that might run them afoul of the law. Do you have a message to the community out there as to how they can approach you, and if they can approach you, even if circumstances may be difficult for them?
Well, we we always try to encourage persons that the consulate is always your friend here in the United States. And in fact, we don't stay in the consulate. We actively go to the community. So, I mean, on a given day when in Florida or the southern United States, I would be doing 5 events on a Saturday, 2 on Sunday. These are different engagements. And we communicate a lot. I have a weekly call that I do every Wednesday at 2 o'clock. A Link Up Live program, which is just a diaspora engagement, open to anybody. And persons from all over reach on and get updates on the happening in the community. We always encourage persons to, stay on the right side of the law, wherever they are, or Jamaicans. And we try to do things to help uplift the community and provide a listening ear whenever there are concerns. People can reach out to me and reach out to the consulate if they would like to have audience. And we can't, of course, we can't get to everybody, but certainly forums gives us the opportunity to reinforce that at the consulate. We are present for the community. We are not lawyers, but people can reach out to us, and we can direct persons in the right way, the way they should go. Depending on the issue that has come up. But we are about, empowering our Jamaicans here in the United States. We want them to do well. We want them to succeed. And that's why we get actively involved in supporting their business initiatives, supporting persons advancing. Whenever they run into difficulties, many persons reach out to us for support. We support within reason by connecting them with other members of the community. And so we like to position ourselves as a friend that you can reach out to. And we are your friends on the ground here in the United States.
Well said. That's Roderick Mayer. He's the new Consul General in New York. All the best, Sir Mayer, as you take up the post, and I'm sure we'll speak to you again in the future.
Thanks for having me, and I look forward to connecting with you again, and good evening to all the listeners.
Have a good evening. So, listeners, that's where we have to leave Nationwide at 5. Thank you for joining me. Sharon Bless, humor is my therapy. I've never been one to handle grief very well, and I tend to use humor as a means of compensating for that. But thanks to our super producer, that's Sonia Stewart for the evening, our technical operator Andrew the Glen, the big man, the Boogs Anderson, all my friends and compatriots in the newsroom led by the very capable Cara Powell, and a special shout out again to the YouTubers Natalie Winter, Sharon Bless, Herman Hyatt, Marigold, Albert Wise, Rosies, Juliet Sanchez, Philip Jackson, Arlene Rowe, Mikkel Dreviews, all of you. Thank you for joining me on this journey. I've been your host, Siobhan Campbell. Have a good evening.
Whether you're heading